realized that I never told my wife how I felt. I communicated my feelings, but I never really talked to her in a language that I knew was intended to hit her at a feeling level. I think there are moments in life when you do connect with people, but this was a challenging moment for me. I wanted to write a letter to Annabell that would connect with her so that when I got off the plane, I would never, ever, ever in my life say that I didn't share with her what I felt, how I felt, and how important she was to me. So I wrote the letter. It was a 5-hour letter. Kept writing, writing, and writing. And when we were finished, I was wondering, do I even have the courage to read it? Imagine that, married, but wondering what she'll feel if I get that touchy-feely, knowing that she wants that, but knowing that I don't do that much. When we arrived in Newark, I decided that night I couldn't wait any longer. I had to read this letter while it was still strong. So we took another 5 hours after I arrived to sit up at night and talk. Imagine that, a husband and wife sitting up and talking for 5 hours, something we never do. And I just read one page after another. And there were times when I cried, and there's times when she cried, because I was not accustomed to going down that road. I never would have had the courage to make that journey if it wasn't for the time I spent with the man you're about to hear tonight. And the time that I've spent with his wife, as the two of them have modeled and worked with Annabell and me in this area. When we finished, our lives were changed. At another level deeper than ever before. We could look at each other, we could be together, we could connect with each other. And as happens in life, somehow the conversation got moved to the point where I realized that I had given her a ring years ago that was not meaningful to her, because it was a diamond that I originally bought for someone else. But the engagement broke, and I felt it wasn't God's will for me to be with that woman, and so we broke up. And I rechristened the diamond and gave it to Annabell as an engagement diamond. And it was years now. I've been 13, 14 years married. Beautiful marriage. I never knew how she felt about that diamond until the words came out of her mouth, and it was unconscious. She said, "That ring does not have any meaning for me." And when she said that, I said, "Well, what kind of a ring would have meaning for you?" And she said, "A big ring." And at that moment when I realized I had not only touched her in the emotional realm, but I had touched her in the financial realm. And so I gulped when she told me that she really had a ring in mind and that she didn't know how much it was, and I told her she was worth whatever it was. And so she has that ring now. But the meaning of the ring, unlike other gifts I would have given, it wasn't a compensation for the time I didn't spend or the things I didn't do. It wasn't a choked up way of saying, "I love you, here would prove it." It was a tangible consummation of a communication that has been layering over years and is now coming to a crescendo, so that we're living in a realm we never knew.
It's hard for me to believe, although I am believing more than ever, the words that you said you mean. It's foreign to be that much love, that big of love, and how you tell me you love me, and you just wrap the words around me, and it's sort of molding something about me. It's changing the way I feel about myself. And even when I look in the mirror, I look different to myself, because there's a different way I feel as I look at myself. So my own feeling tones change, and my own voice of my own brain to myself, because of the words that come out of your mouth to me.